Hello, my name is Joshua Perry, and I am the discussion leader for Team 2, and this is presentation 3. So, the first discussion question that I have is why is looting a powerful tactic that brings about the truth and justice of law and order? So, the whole reason of this is to gain back control. Rioting is seen as a response to people f feeling that the governing laws no longer work and don't work for the society. Looting is the tactic that appears from that. When people loot, oftentimes they are taking what they seem to have been once controlled by that institution or by those people, and they're now trying to take back control for themselves. Some people have a need for some of these items and can now have that need met for free immediately. The next discussion question that I have is why do people use rioting as a tactic for liberation? Some people have low income and unreliable income sources. So they feel the need that if they can take advantage of this opportunity, then they can get these goods and their needs met immediately. Rioting is also looked upon as being joyous and liberating to some people. They see it as an act of liberating what was once controlled. A quote that I had was the very basis of property in the US is derived through whiteness and through Black oppression. Looting is also seen to imagine a world without white oppression, without state oppression, and without a police presence. It is said that there could be a world of freedom, pleasure, and free goods through looting and rioting. So pretty much looting and rioting, it changes the property and income dynamic that has been kind of ingrained into our society. We all believe that businesses are purely for profit, and it's not necessarily that they have the good out for its consumers. The next discussion question is what are the misconceptions about looting and rioting? And the first misconception is called the outside agitator myth. And this is defined as the reason people riot is because outsiders are influencing them to. And this actually stems from slavery, and plantation owners used to claim that freedmen would come and tell the enslaved people that they are not real human beings. And the next misconception is that looters and rioters aren't protesters and they are animalistic. This comes from protesters trying to appear peaceful and keep their movement from inciting fear or violence. The roots of America's liberation actually comes from looting and rioting. And oftentimes looters don't just take the bare necessities. They take more valuable items as well. Like oftentimes they might take a TV or items like that. But this does not undermine the message that looting and rioting is trying to enact. Looting and rioting has always been there to influence change. Another discussion question that I had is rioting seen as violent towards the community, or is it just attacking the inequity of injustice? Rioting is seen as attacking the inequity of injustice. Looting, in a sense, is just mass shoplifting. Most businesses are insured, so they will recuperate what they lost, but long-term problems still can affect their community. In most cases, the violence in looting is seen as like almost non-existent. Some riots and looting cases are leaving stores untouched because they have nothing to do with the actual issue. However, since looting sometimes is seen as like a black versus white thing, this can actually increase racial polarization. So some people may stop buying from these black owned or white owned businesses, and in the long term, their economy will be down. And also, the police want riots to be nonviolent. The violence that is occurring is usually on objects, such as breaking windows. And the reason the police want this is because it's easier to drag it out and kind of just let the protest die on its own or a riot die on its own. Because whenever violence is shown, change is usually demanded immediately. My next discussion question is rioting and looting, does rioting and looting help close the racial gap? And there was an article, and in Wisconsin there was a riot, and many of the businesses were minority owned. Although they may get insurance claims, there may be little to no rebound in their economics when the rebuilding is all said and done. Even though riot and looting may bring immediate attention to the issue at hand, some business owners' dreams actually get completely reduced. And in terms of minorities, it can be hard to rebuild and rebound from a riot. Like I mentioned in the other discussion question, this can further increase racial polarization. And thank you for listening. This has been my presentation 3.